Welcome to CalGuard Gym. We've got the Trinity University Tigers and the McMurry Warhawks. Good afternoon, basketball fans, and welcome to CalGuard Gym on the campus of Trinity University. I'm Brian Yanselson, and I'll be with you for this game between the Warhawks and the Tigers. Starting five for the Tigers. Number 3, Ben Hanley. Number 5, Caleb Jenkins. Number 11, Tanner Brown. Number 14, Jacob Millhouse. And number 22, A.J. Clark. Good afternoon, basketball fans, and welcome to CalGuard Gym on the campus of Trinity University in San Antonio, Texas. We are just about ready to go as the Trinity Tigers men's basketball team is finally back at home. They are 3-2, played 5 games on the road to start this 2022 campaign, but they are back home where they belong, and when we saw them last, they were on their way to a playoff appearance. What is in store this year, we shall see. The McMurry Warhawks will start things off, and it is Remy Minor, the senior from Chicago, who gets it going. McMurry coming into today 0-3. They've played several close games against SCAC opponents, and they are a high-scoring squad. First shot of the day up, no good. That's a miss by Lomas and a foul right away on McMurry, as Lomas was trying to get his own miss. Instead, he's going to foul Trinity. McMurry 0-3, mentioned those close losses, all 3 of them by fewer than 5 points. They've lost to Texas Lutheran, Schreiner, and Austin College, all opponents in the Southern Collegiate Athletic Conference, where Trinity plays, of course. A.J. Clark driving, and he's going to get the first points of the day. A.J. Clark, the super senior from right here in San Antonio. And it is nice to see him back along with Ben Hanley, 2 seniors who decided to return for a 5th year. Shot along the baseline is up and good. Elias Garcia, the junior from Houston, gets McMurry on the board. And going quickly the other way is Trinity. And get used to that. If you remember last year, Tiger fans, this is a Trinity offense that likes to run, likes to go very quickly. They are averaging nearly 83 points per game early this year, and they do not waste any time. Clark over to Jenkins, pumps, now drives, and gets to the basket easily for 2. Caleb Jenkins, the senior from New Orleans, Louisiana, Player of the Year in his first season with Trinity, and that's going to be a 10-second violation. Great defense by Jenkins in the backcourt. Jenkins brings it into Clark, and he'll get the offense going. Brown cuts, and good. Blocking foul called on McMurry. And the Tigers doing a nice job cutting to the basket early. Brown headed to the line. And the points do go on the board, so it is 6-2 Trinity with the and one opportunity. Brown converts it. Tanner Brown leading the Tigers early this season with 12.5 points per game. Warhawks get it across this time. Minor trying to do things himself, gets it to the corner for three. No good is Pena. And the other way go the Tigers. Brown, Millhouse. Millhouse cuts inside. He puts a layup in, and that's good for Jacob Millhouse. Trinity up 9-2, and these layups are working for the Tigers. They are 4 for 4 from the field. And everything has come inside so far. Warhawks trying to move the ball around, but this Trinity defense is everywhere. Hands up. Brown now forces the ball loose. Jenkins on the ground. It'll stay with McMurry, and they're able to recover thanks to Remy Minor putting it up. But wasting no time here on the other end is Hanley spinning out to Jenkins. Millhouse to Clark. Top of the key, and good for three. A.J. Clark gets his first three of the game. And the Trinity offense looking silky smooth to start things off. Just 3 minutes into this game, already up to 12 points. And a travel going to be called on Lomas. And out comes the starting unit, and in comes the next 5 for the Trinity Tigers. Another thing we got used to last year, head coach Jimmy Smith using these little units of 5 to give his deep roster a chance to get going. Talked to him all season long a year ago about how he lets his players get the opportunity on the floor, and then based on how they do in this first audition, he sees who will stick around the rest of the game. So Griffin Levine in, alongside some new faces on Trinity's roster, some first years that we'll get to know. Levine looking for some help, ball knocked away, finds her, 10 seconds on the shot clock. Levine still looking for someone, now takes it himself, dumps it off inside, and rejected there was Kevin Garcia, one of the first years on the roster. Warhawks going the other way, missing a three, and the rebound to McMurray. Minor swings it out to Pena. Pena, good for three. And Matt Pena has had an excellent year so far from beyond the arc. Levine trying to pass it inside. It is taken away. Battle on the court. It'll be a jump ball. Possession arrow pointing to Trinity. And we'll take our first timeout of the game. Trinity up 12-7 on the McMurry University Warhawks. Welcome back to Tiger Network, where the Tigers are shooting 83% to start this game off against McMurray, leading them to a 12-7 advantage. Levine gets this ball in. Grant Jacobs to Kevin Garcia. Garcia backs up and gets it to go. Kevin Garcia, the freshman from Laredo, Texas, coming off a career high in Trinity's loss to Sul Ross State. Garcia scored 11 points, one of 4 Tigers in double digits, but Trinity falling just short up in Alpine. Minor stepping into the paint. He can't get it to go, and the rebound by Zach Fenn. Taken right back by McMurray. It is Pena, 2-on-1. Pena takes it himself, and the layup is good. So McMurray, despite the red-hot start by Trinity, right there, just 5 behind. Levine cross-court to Fenn. He goes to his left, now to Garcia. Garcia drives, collected by Levine. 3 Warhawks right there. Nice cut by Herr, and Grayson Herr puts it up and in. Grayson Herr, the junior from Farmington, Connecticut, also coming off a career high against Sul Ross State. 9 points for the junior. He had 3 career highs up in Alpine as Herr collects this rebound. Goes to Levine, and Levine slows it down a little bit. Herr open in the corner, decides to cut, and great decision by Herr. 4 quick ones for number 24. Pena left open in the corner, and you don't want to do that. Pena with his second 3. Pena shooting 64% from 3. That is the second best mark in the entire nation. Now, it's early on, but still very impressive considering 400 teams play Division III basketball. And Pena, the second best early on. Timeout called by Trinity. Trinity up 18-12 here with 13:51. Coach Jimmy Smith wanting to talk to his team a little bit. Coach Jimmy Smith, in his 3rd season as head coach here at Trinity, came from Millsaps College in Mississippi. But he is no stranger to the Southern Collegiate Athletic Conference, spent some time with TLU and Schreiner, and has done an excellent job turning around programs throughout his career, including here at Trinity. Back when he was at Millsaps, he came in with the team having 4 wins, and by the time he left, they had 17. The Bulldogs of TLU went from worst in the SCAC to first in the SCAC after Jimmy Smith arrived. And ever since coming to San Antonio, Jimmy Smith leading the Tigers to their first playoff appearance in 8 years since 2014. They also pulled off their first playoff win against Whitworth. That was the first win in 10 years. And they've got most of that roster back for another go. Hanley finds Millhouse. Millhouse then throws it away. Pena in fast break with Charles. Charles steps out of bounds. No, he is pushed. So it'll be a foul against Trinity. For Trinity, almost its entire starting lineup back from that wonderful season. A.J. Clark talked about him being the 5th-year senior, leading the team in rebounds, assists, and steals, all SCAC second team. And then we won't see him today, but Jacob Harvey also coming back, the first-year sensation from a year ago. Clark playing good defense, but better offense there by T.J. Hilliard, the sophomore from New Orleans. Pulls McMurray 2 within 4. Clark, nice pass to Hanley. Hanley pulls up and gets it to go. And that is a connection we have seen for years now. Clark to Hanley. And we will see it one more year, as all Tiger fans surely are happy to say. Jump shot no good by Hilliard, and it allows Jenkins to go off and running, but then stolen right back by Charles. Charles one-on-one, and he puts the layup in. McMurray taking full advantage of these turnovers so far. Jenkins to Brown. Brown trying to get it to Millhouse. Instead, Charles with another steal. McMurray has the open court. Great defense by Hanley. McMurray collects it and will get another go at it. And no one in the lane, and perhaps he was surprised because he was so open there. Udalisa Now fighting for the ball. Jump ball will belong to McMurry. But KC Udalisa, the freshman from Sugarland, Euro-stepped his way into the paint. No one around him, but he still couldn't get the layup to go. More substitutions. Not exactly that whole second unit we saw. We have some new faces with this one. Pierce Matthews joins Braxton Berry. Three-pointer, no good. And a rebound by Matthews, but a foul going to be called over the back. McMurray with 5 offensive rebounds early on that has kept them right there with Trinity. Minor doubled. He steps in with the mid-range, no good. Tigers able to collect it here. Fenn to Matthews, but another steal. McMurray doing well at that half-court mark, and Charles puts the layup in. The Tigers with 5 turnovers that have really cost them, giving McMurray open looks in fast break. And it is just a 2-point lead for Trinity. Levine gets it to her. Her backs up, mid-range, short. Nice spin by Fenn on the rebound. Can Berry get it? Not quite. He gets his own miss. A lot of contact down there, and it'll be a jump ball. That belongs to Trinity, but you see McMurray up on their feet on that bench. They're loving the effort that they're seeing, and it'll lead to the under 12 media timeout. Trinity 20, McMurray 18. And we'll take another break here on Tiger Network. It'll be Tiger basketball out of the timeout. Trinity still shooting 69%, 9 for 13 from the floor. But 5 offensive rebounds for McMurray, along with 6 Trinity turnovers, keeping the Warhawks in the game. Nearly halfway through this first period in San Antonio. Griffin Levine directing the offense. Gets it to Berry. Berry posting up, and Berry will be fouled by Udalisa. Braxton Berry, the sophomore from Houston, Texas. Averaging 5.3 points per game, along with 4 rebounds. And this Trinity squad got their season started with an exhibition match that didn't technically go into the scorebook or to the stat column, but they played Division I opponent UTSA and Division I opponent Texas A&M Corpus Christi. And I was able to go out to that UTSA match at the Convocation Center. Very weird experience to be there as a fan, because I'm normally calling these games, as Berry misses his first free throw, but was a nice opportunity to kind of scout out this team before calling them here at CalGuard Gym. And Braxton Berry, one name that really stood out to me, his play impressing me as he went up against those big bodies of UTSA, that Division I opponent with a lot of size, but Berry was right there battling with the likes of Jacob Germany. Tigers falling short in that matchup, but had they shot a little bit better from 3 and limited the offensive rebounds of UTSA. They were right there for most of the game. Wraparound foul going to be called on Trinity. Levine will take that foul. So LeBlanc inbounds it to Minor. Minor fairly quiet so far. Charles has been the opposite of that everywhere, but he gives up the ball here. Pierce Matthews trying not to give it up right back. Hangs midair, and there he is again. Charles with his third steal of the game already. Not even 10 minutes in. He's rejected, though, by Barry. Minor takes it right back, loops it in with his left hand, and Barry collects the rebound. High-flying action by the Warhawks and Tigers. Levine to her. Just off on the three, and Minor full speed ahead, gets past Levine, and the layup is good. Nice patience by Remy Minor, who leads the Warhawks with 19 points per game. Fenn with another nice spin move, but thought there might be a call offensively there. Instead, 2 on no one. And the slam dunk for McMurray. TJ Hilliard puts McMurray ahead. 22-21 now the score. Trinity no field goals in the last 3:23. And McMurray fighting back from that hot Trinity start to go ahead. The McMurray Warhawks hailing from Abilene, Texas. Tiger fans pretty familiar with teams from Abilene by this point. But the McMurray Warhawks going 9-15 a year ago. Starting this year 0-3 with those 3 losses by fewer than 5 points. The American Southwest Conference and the Southern Collegiate Athletic Conference tend to know each other very, very well. McMurray losing to those 3 SCAC opponents, and Trinity so far has played a couple of games against the ASC. Trinity coming in at 3-2 with wins over Fredonia, Laterno, and Hamilton. But the loss is coming to an ASC foe in Sul Ross State and number 11 Rochester up in New York. Tanner Brown takes the 3. He misses the net. And McMurray off and running again. Minor feeling good out of the timeout. Now slows the offense down. Charles right back to Minor. The zone defense leaving some holes for McMurray, and they find it. LeBlanc Jr. from Dallas, Texas, puts McMurray up 3. And how will the Tigers respond? Can this 3 go? No, it won't for Hanley, but he does a good job to get back defensively. He and Clark there, but a nice job by LeBlanc. He got the layup to go, but a stoppage here. We'll see what's going on. So the basket is good for LeBlanc, but a technical foul called on McMurray. Tanner Brown can't connect. Warhawks with a 5-point lead. An 8-0 run currently for the McMurray Warhawks over just the last minute. They have really taken advantage of the transition opportunities. Can A.J. Clark slow things down, though? He brings it up for the Tigers. Screen set by Jenkins, and Clark remains with it. Hanley cuts, finds Jenkins open for 3. Caleb Jenkins just off. And the rebound will go to McMurray. Clark thought it was off Charles, out of bounds. That last technical foul that went against McMurray looked like it was a flop by LeBlanc after the layup made. And we saw that a lot last year. Officials really trying to limit the falling on the court. Maybe the World Cup soccer players should learn a little bit from that. More double teams coming from Trinity, but that leaves one man open. Hilliard couldn't finish there. Clark with a nice move around Charles and a great no-look pass. Brown in the corner, and those threes just are not falling for the Tigers so far. 1 for 6 beyond the arc. Ball will go back to Trinity, though, as Charles loses it out of bounds. Trinity shooting 37% from 3 on the year, but they are just 1 for 6. And Trinity 0 for its last 7, a scoring drought upwards of 3 minutes now. Foul going to be called on the sideline on McMurry. Jacob Millhouse and Kevin Garcia will check back in for Trinity. Elias Garcia, the starter, comes in for McMurray. Tigers making their first 4 shots. Looked like they were not going to miss at all. But now 0 for their last 7. Can they change their fortunes a little bit here? Jenkins looking for Hanley. Hanley to Millhouse. Millhouse meets Garcia, and it'll be a blocking foul on Garcia. Not allowing Millhouse to go anywhere. Lomas now checking back in for the Warhawks. And Garcia checks right back out after that foul, already 2 on him. Clark, Garcia moving without the ball. Jenkins finds Millhouse, and Millhouse out of bounds. McMurry basketball. Make it 10 turnovers for the Trinity Tigers already. They average 16 a game, and they are more than halfway there with 7:53 left in this first half. We'll take a quick break on Tiger Network and be right back after the timeout. McMurry basketball out of the timeout. The Warhawks continue to ride this 8-0 run over the last 2:18. They lead 26-21. Minor with a swing pass out to the corner. Hanley does a nice job to get there. And the Warhawks will reset with 10 on the clock, and they find a cutting Pena. But the pass deflected before it could get there. Jenkins the other way, and he's going to be bumped. Team foul number 7 on McMurray, so the Tigers will be headed to the line the remainder of the period. The 1-and-1 coming for Jenkins. No good. Fighting for the rebound. McMurray comes up with it. Pena headed the other way. Pena gets it right back, decides not to shoot. Instead, LeBlanc from long distance. Rebound by Garcia. Hanley driving full steam. Too much on it. Ball just rattling out. And you can see the frustration now. 4 minutes without a single point for the Trinity Tigers. But all things considered, still down just 5. McMurray unable to extend this lead beyond 5. Minor cuts through the double team, finds LeBlanc for three. This time, it's good. Jenkins tries to respond, not going to get it to go. Minor has some options, takes it himself, now loses it as he tried to find a teammate mid-air. Clark, can he break the drought? Yes, he can. A.J. Clark puts Trinity on the board for the first time in over 4 minutes. They still trail by 6 with some substitutions on the way. Brown, Berry, and Herr ready to check in at the next break. Ball hits the basket on the pass from Minor. Can the Tigers take advantage? Jenkins driving left. Offensive foul will be the call on Caleb Jenkins. And the McMurry faithful, who have made their way down from Abilene, quite happy. We have a pretty big crowd for a Black Friday afternoon. Campus still away with the break, so not as many students as we might be used to, but McMurry showing up for sure. And they've got a couple of San Antonio natives on the team, including Elijah Lomas, who went to Harlan High School, so no doubt that he has some family in the stands. Swing pass to LeBlanc. He just hit one. Can't hit a second. Offensive rebound for the moment belongs to McMurry. What will the call be? It will be McMurry ball. It was Hilliard fighting for the ball. And you can see LeBlanc there right next to head coach Jimmy Smith overlooking his Tigers. Pena puts it up just off to the right. Ball saved. Not in time by Brown. Nice hustle there by number 11. Tigers have done a better job limiting the offensive rebounds. McMurray still at just 6. They had 5 very early on. But one difference, McMurray not missing as much. Pena gets Millhouse to fly by, steps forward for the 2. And Pena up to double digits already. The sophomore from El Paso, Texas. Berry underneath, puts it off the glass and through. LeBlanc steps in the middle of the zone over Berry with the left. Won't fall. Now another jump ball, the 4th we've had. No, it will be a kicked ball that belongs to McMurry. Pena averaging 11 points per game, and talked about his stellar three-point shooting, second best in the country, and he is showing it today. LeBlanc gives it a thought, instead throws it away. Pass intended for Elijah Lomas. With 5:03 to go, McMurry 31, Trinity 25 in this home opener for the Trinity Tigers. Women's basketball had their opening game just a few days ago, and we are thrilled to have both programs back on the court. Hanley for 3, and Hanley is good. Ben Hanley, the super senior from Flower Mound, Texas. Battled an injury all last year, in and out of the lineup, but so far this year has been good to go. Averaging 12 points per game. And we'll see if that 3 gets the Tigers going. A steal, Brown, open court, up, and good. Timeout, McMurray, as the Tigers back within 1. Thanks to a nice little run led by Ben Hanley and Tanner Brown. 7-0 run for the Trinity. And being told that it's still 0-0 in the 75th minute. So more excitement here at CalGuard Gym than in Qatar. Happy to be with you here on this Black Friday. Tiger bench roaring as their team plays defense. Swing pass to Pena. Pena. LeBlanc. Short. Rebound by Her. Her gets past LeBlanc in the backcourt. But LeBlanc stuck with it. Poked it out from behind. And now the transition. No bucket. Everything but down for McMurry. Millhouse to Brown. Brown, 3. The Tigers take the lead, 33-31, with 3.5 left in this first period. Tanner Brown, the leading scorer for the Tigers through 5 games, 12.5 points per game. And if he can get that three-point shot working, watch out. On the other end, TJ Hilliard not fazed by the momentum. He gets the bucket to go and will head to the line, try to complete this three-point opportunity. Hilliard long on the free throw, so the game remains tied. Hilliard now defending Clark. Clark spins, puts it in. Nice looking play for A.J. Clark. Minor will take it himself, and Minor is good. More of the high-scoring affair that we expected. Both teams averaging well over 80. An offensive foul going to be called on Millhouse. The Trinity offense, when at its best, can get to 100 pretty quickly. Fans at home may remember wanting tacos when the Tigers reach 100. Still haven't gotten them, but we'll see what's in store this season. And for McMurry, even though they've lost 3 times, they're averaging for 84 points per game. But they also allow 87, explaining the 3 losses. It's been a game of runs, though, so far as Minor floats it off the glass. No good. Fenn has trouble with it in transition, and it'll be an easy look for Minor. It's been those turnovers near the half-court line that McMurry has really capitalized on. Now a tough pass that somehow gets to Fenn. Nice spin and good for Nate Thompson, sophomore from Austin, Texas. First we've seen him today. That pass nearly hitting the bucket on the way over to Fenn. Not sure how he got it, but he did. And now McMurry gets another bucket. And after each team went on an extended run, much more of a back-and-forth affair as we end the first period. 1:36 to go. Millhouse pulls up for 3, rattles out. Rebound for Clark, and Clark gets it. Clark, the first Tiger in double digits, 11 points now. Add 2 rebounds, 2 assists. Minor into the teeth of the defense, steps back, and off 1 foot with the mid-range shot. Alley-oop try, lots of contact down low. Clark takes the brunt of it, and the ball will belong to Trinity. Hilliard and Charles were the Warhawks there. Jenkins and Garcia on the way in. Jenkins looking for help, now posts up. Too much there, and a loose ball foul called on Trinity. So McMurry right up in the faces of the Tigers, not giving them much room to work with. Jenkins tried to make something happen on the post-up, but instead McMurry will head the other way and shoot two. At least they hope it's two. 1-1 still for McMurry. And they are conceding the offensive rebound if Pena misses, which he doesn't, so he'll get the second free throw. And second free throw is good for Pena. McMurray up to 5. Thompson posts up Hilliard, goes with the lefty hook shot, bounces around a little bit, now right back to Brown. He thought there was contact. No, says the official. Charles the other way. On a knee, finds Hilliard, and Hilliard wrestling with Thompson. Able to put it up. More bouncing. Nothing going through. Minor flies in, intercepts it, and a foul on Trinity will lead to more McMurry free throws. So at the end of this first period, both teams with a little bit of sloppy play, just trying to make something happen. Trinity with 3 turnovers in the last minute alone, now up to 17 for the game. McMurray with 11 turnovers. So that advantage, along with the 9 offensive rebounds, continues to be the story of the game as Minor hits his first free throw. Minor currently tied with Pena with 12 points apiece. And this free throw would put him over the top, and it does. 7-point lead for McMurray as Trinity tries to take the final shot of the half. 10 seconds left. Jenkins to Garcia. Her looking for room. Jenkins, jump shot, and good to end the half. Nice little momentum boost for Trinity. Caleb Jenkins gets 2 at the end of the half, but the Tigers will head into the locker room down by 5. McMurray coming into San Antonio and taking a 46-41 lead. We'll take the 15-minute halftime break on Tiger Network. We'll be right back. Let's go see how England and USA does at the end of their match.
I'm San Antonio Mayor Ron Nirenberg. I am a Trinity University alum, and I want you to know about my passion for these two vibrant communities. My alma mater is now a nationally recognized liberal arts university, offering fully integrated arts, humanities, STEM, and professional programs. Grounded in the liberal arts, Trinity graduates students who think critically, act meaningfully, and contribute confidently throughout their careers. As for San Antonio, Trinity is an oasis in the heart of a city that serves as a cultural bridge to the Americas. We are a diverse community that values inclusion and welcomes intellectual curiosity and spirited debate. We're a city that challenges convention and welcomes new ideas. Great things are happening at Trinity University, in San Antonio, and through all our connections to our multicultural world. Join me in being part of this exciting moment.
Welcome back to Tiger Network, where the McMurry Warhawks take a 46-41 lead into this second half. And I can pretty confidently say that we will have a winner here at CalGuard Gym, unlike England versus the United States at the World Cup, in which they have drawn at 0. So much action and no scoring. That will not be a problem here for two teams that average upwards of 80 points per game. And McMurry with 46 off of 45% from the field. 9 offensive rebounds and 11 steals have powered the Warhawks to this 5-point lead. Meanwhile, for Trinity, still shooting 56%, but 17 turnovers have given McMurray the chance to take the 5-point advantage. So what will the story be here in the second half? McMurry, an open 3 for Minor. It is short, and the rebound for Millhouse. A good sign for Trinity to start. Clark driving the other way. A cutting Hanley. No good, and that's off Millhouse. McMurry basketball. For Trinity in the first half, they were led by A.J. Clark with 11 points. Tanner Brown right behind him with 8. And for the visiting Warhawks, Remy Minor with 13 points, Matt Pena with 12, and C.J. LeBlanc with 9. McMurray looking for its first win of the season. 0-3, LeBlanc steps up from 3, off the rim. Rebounded by Hanley. Clark posting up. Hanley can't find him, now he does. Clark passes it to Jenkins, a fake, and he'll draw the foul. Nice patience there by Clark, and Jenkins ends up in the McMurray foul. A minute gone here in the second period. Still no points from either team. Millhouse takes the pass, and Charles takes it away. Charles driving. Throws it up wildly and draws the foul on Millhouse. He is frustrated he couldn't finish and looks a little beat up there, but Rob Charles, the junior from Houston, Texas, who went to Pearland High School, now with 5 steals already to lead the way for McMurray. He has gotten his hands in the right place for the Warhawks as he'll shoot his first free throw. Charles has more steals than points, and it'll stay that way as he has 4 points and gets that free throw off the rim. This is a McMurray team that is known to take the ball away, but they are unable to capitalize on that last steal as Charles misses both free throws. Brown from the corner. Looks like it might have been tipped by Charles, but not a tip. It is a foul on the 3-point attempt. And Brown will head to the line. First free throw good for Tanner Brown. Trinity shooting 71% from the free throw line this season. Brown's second is good. Trinity second in the country a year ago in free throws attempted and third in free throws made. So a big part of this Trinity offense is drawing the contact and heading to the line. And Tanner Brown converts on all 3, so a bad foul by Charles, and McMurray gives Trinity 3 freebies there and puts them within 2. Charles looking inside, not finding anyone open, decides to take it himself left. Finds Minor. Minor, a cutting LeBlanc, but it is interrupted. Hilliard ends up with it. Charles has 5, steps back, out to Minor. Minor from the top of the key, and Minor bails him out. Remy Minor up to 16 now, averages 19. Hanley goes quickly, and the layup does not fall. McMurray headed the other direction. Hilliard out to Minor, swung to the corner. Udalisa trying to get his first points of the game, will not. Jenkins to Hanley, out to Brown, right back to number 3. And there was Millhouse right there cutting in the paint. Looked to be open, but Jenkins couldn't find him, so the Tigers still on offense. Brown cutting Jenkins. Open Millhouse for 3, good. Jacob Millhouse coming off a career high against Sul Ross State. One of 3 Tigers with a career high. Millhouse with 11. Was 4 for 5 from the field and getting the start today. Charles floater, no good. Rebounded by Clark. Tigers in fast break. Brown steps up for 3. Off, but rebounded by Clark, and a foul will be called on McMurry. Tigers love to be out running. Grayson Hurd checks in for Trinity. Elias Garcia checks in for McMurry. McMurry hanging on to a 2-point lead. Jenkins backs up Minor, and a blocking foul on Minor. He fell violently to the court, but the referee not calling it offensively. Trinity will get it on the baseline. It'll be her this time to send it in. And they'll wipe the floor a little bit here inside the paint after Minor fell to the ground. Minor and Jenkins reenacting the play that just happened ahead of the inbounds play. And they'll try it again. Jenkins gets the pass, finds Clark. Clark to his right, now left, puts it up. And it finally decides to go in. Took a couple of rolls, and it's all tied up at 49. A.J. Clark up to 13. And now gets the block. Millhouse outrunning. Dips it to Brown. No good. Clark gets the offensive board. Battles. Now Brown tries to get the board. And the Tigers had a couple of shots. Couldn't put it through. It is dumped off by Charles and rejected. What a defensive stop by Trinity, as McMurry had a couple in transition. Both teams flying to the rim on the last couple of defensive possessions. Minor thought about it from the corner. Pulls up from the paint, rattles out. Clark with the board. Brown. Clark, top of the key, drives left, scoops it up. Foul away from the basket. Elias Garcia will pick up his 3rd foul. Clark finds Millhouse for 3. Yes, again. Jacob Millhouse with his 2nd from distance this half, and the Tigers take a 3-point lead. 8-0 run for the Tigers over the last 1 minute and 40 seconds. McMurry 0 for their last 5, and Minor facing immense pressure from Jenkins. They'll have to reset. It'll be LeBlanc. He steps up from 3, short. Out goes Jenkins with the rebound. He's got Tigers to work with if he can find them. Ball knocked out of bounds. A collision between her and Garcia will lead to a Trinity basketball after this timeout. It is the under 16 media break. Trinity 52, McMurry 49. And this is a matchup that you better get used to if you're a fan of either team. If you are not aware, McMurry announcing that they will be joining the SCAC starting in 2024. And so McMurry University, currently in the American Southwest Conference, will now be a member of the Southern Collegiate Athletic Conference. They're already a member in men's and women's swimming and diving, but they will now be a fully fledged member participating in every sport, including basketball. McMurry in Abilene, Texas, will be celebrating its 100-year anniversary as the calendar turns to 2023. And we've gotten used to seeing them across sports, really. As we mentioned, the SCAC and the ASC play a ton of non-conference games. But the Warhawks and Tigers will now be conference rivals, and another exciting component to McMurry's membership in the SCAC. When you add them and you see that Centenary College in Louisiana is adding football, Schreiner University in Kerrville is adding football, SCAC football will be back later this decade. Once all those teams get off the ground and running and McMurry is back in the conference, you'll have Trinity, who is currently in the SAA for football, making its way back to the SCAC. The plan is for TLU, Austin College, and Southwestern to also come back from the ASC to the SCAC. And so all sorts of changes, in part catalyzed by McMurry's joining of the SCAC. But right now, the catalyst for Trinity is Jacob Millhouse, who gets a layup to go, and he is up to double digits, 10 points for the sophomore, who had a career-high 11 against Sul Ross State, and he is fighting for more. LeBlanc open in the corner. No good. Rebound by Hilliard, though. Spins around. No good. Garcia cleans it up and gets it to go. Warhawks within 3, trying to keep the Tigers within distance, but a foul will be called on Hilliard, holding on to the hand of Clark there defensively. And Millhouse checks out. Receives high fives from the entire bench. Lots of contact here. Will be a foul on Garcia. Make it 4 for number 13. So he may have to check out quickly as well, as Garcia with just 4 points and 4 fouls. And it sends Tanner Brown back to the line, right where he wants to be. But the first free throw, no good for Brown, and then Jenkins will collect the loose ball foul. So despite the great free throw percentage coming into today at 71%, currently at 55% for the Tigers off that Brown miss. McMurry not much better on the other end at 57. Both teams leaving some points out there from the stripe. And with 14.5 remaining, Trinity up 3 in San Antonio. LeBlanc from 3. He's missed a couple in a row. Brown with the big rebound. Secures the ball and now moves the offense along with her. Brown. Wild make and good. What an acrobatic shot by Tanner Brown. Just kind of flung it up there, and it worked out. Free throw good for Brown, and he is now the leading scorer for Trinity, up to 14 points for the junior from San Antonio, Brandeis High School, representing at Trinity. Minor left open from 3. Don't want to do that. Remy Minor connects to pull McMurry back within 3. He's up to a season average of 19. Jenkins fakes the 3, now goes to the basket. Rebounded by Barry, and Barry puts it back up. Barry has been big on the glass. 5 rebounds, including 2 of which have now been offensively. Add 5 points with that. Jenkins heads to the bench for Trinity. It is her, Brown, Hanley, Barry, and Clark. Pena gets a good look, and Pena puts it through. Pena with his first points of the second half, up to 15. And he is 3 for 5 from beyond the arc. Offensive foul going to be called on Hanley. You know that early in the season it is all small sample sizes, but that 64% shooting from three for Matt Pena has been no fluke. Minor comes right back and ties things up at 59. Warhawks not backing down on Trinity's home court. Hanley finds her for three, and it's through. Not sure why everything stopped after that three. Looked like Jimmy Smith might have called a timeout, but neither team went to the bench. Instead, McMurry just a little delayed inbounds after Trinity takes the three-point lead thanks to Grayson's her. Minor doing all the work himself. Out to Pena. Rattles out. Barry fighting for the rebound, and he'll get it for the Tigers. Mentioned Barry was very impressive in that UTSA game to start the year. Grayson Herr, another player who really stood out, had a couple of nice jump shots in rhythm against the Roadrunners. And Herr had a career-high 9 points against Saul Ross just a couple of days ago, and he's up to 7 today. So the junior from Connecticut making an impact. Here is the San Antonio native. A little too much on it, rims out. McMurry collects the rebound, and Udalisa running the break. Decides to slow things down for LeBlanc. LeBlanc using the screen, caught in midair, somehow finds a driving Hilliard, and Hilliard finishes it for two. Herr collects it, jumps up, couldn't quite handle it there for Barry. It'll be out of bounds, and Trinity ball. Another media timeout before we could even catch our breath. Game going very, very quickly here in San Antonio. We'll take a quick timeout on Tiger Network. Don't go anywhere with Trinity up 1. We are back at CalGuard Gym. Trinity 62, McMurry 61 with 11:52 in the second half. Hanley gets it into Barry. And the offense in rhythm for Trinity. Clark to Hanley. Couldn't quite get it. Stolen by LeBlanc. LeBlanc underneath to Hilliard. Hilliard bounces the ball around. Saved by LeBlanc, out to a three-pointer. That would be no good. Minor thought he had some contact there on the back end. It'll be Trinity basketball. Minor up to 21 points, 8 for 15 from the field, including 3 for 5 from distance. And with that loose ball foul, Trinity will head to the line. Trinity already in the bonus will shoot 1 and 1 for the rest of the half. Can't take advantage of it there. But a lane violation on Minor will give Hanley another shot.
Lane violation, no shot.
Can Hanley take advantage here?
1-1.
He can, gets it to go, and will earn his second free throw. McMurray in some foul trouble. We've got Garcia at 4 personal fouls. Udalisa and Hilliard up to 3. And already 9 team fouls in this half, so one more will put him in the double bonus. Hanley can't hit the second. A 2-point lead for Trinity. But keep an eye on those free throw attempts as we keep going. 11:20 left. Minor too deep to think about a 3. Dribbles it a little bit, working on Jenkins. LeBlanc fakes a shot, finds a cutting Hilliard, and a nice job by Hilliard to finish. And a turnover by Trinity, as on the inbounds pass, they were outside the baseline. Hilliard finds a way to get it to Minor, and Minor with the layup. What could have been a turnover turns into 2, and then good communication by Trinity, warning Jenkins of the defender behind him. Garcia loses it for the moment, finds Millhouse in the corner. No good, rebounded by McMurray. Pena will slow things down, backs it out to LeBlanc. Screen from Udalisa gives LeBlanc an open Minor. He passes it out. And they'll start over on the offense. Good defense so far by Trinity on this possession. Minor will take it himself. Rebound by Hilliard. Now Clark secures the ball. Clark looking left. Rebounded by Hilliard. Bodies all over the floor, including Jenkins, who is slow to get up. He will draw the foul, however, and the ball will belong to McMurray. 0 field goals in the last 2:45 for Trinity. Has allowed McMurray to take a 2-point lead. Udalisa with another nice screen. LeBlanc, short on the floater, gets it to go. No. Second chance still no good for LeBlanc, and the Tiger is out in transition. Hanley leaps up and puts it in. Tied up at 65 thanks to that fast break point by Hanley. Minor trapped in the corner, looking for help, won't get it, off the basket and out of bounds. They're saying it was tipped by Clark on the way up, and so Minor will keep possession. Hilliard and Udalisa cutting, it'll be Pena beyond the arc. Off to the left, big rebound by Hanley. Continues to do well on the boards, finds Millhouse, out to Jenkins for 3, yes! A foul called away from the play, but the basket remains for Trinity. Caleb Jenkins hitting his first 3 of the afternoon. The loose ball foul going on Garcia of Trinity, and Jenkins going right back to work defensively, forcing Charles in a tough spot. Gets out of it. Charles takes it lane to lane. Millhouse flying on the floor. And Smith not happy with that call that goes to McMurry. They keep possession here. Pena gets it to Charles. Charles trying to utilize the Utilisa screen. LeBlanc cuts in from the right corner, and timing was perfect on that one. McMurry within one. Those cuts from the corner have been successful for McMurry throughout the day. Jenkins coming off the three, gives it up to his teammate. Now Garcia has it. Hanley in the corner. Drives all the way in, sent back by Utilisa. Loose ball. McMurry seemed to jump on top of it. What will the call be? It is Hilliard who has it out of the scrum. And it is a jump ball that belongs to the Tigers. You can tell both teams want this early season victory. Trinity coming in at 3-2. McMurry 0-3. Trinity playing in a couple of early season tournaments, going up to Rochester, defeating Fredonia before falling to the host, who are ranked number 11 in the country. Trinity also adding wins against Laterno and Hamilton over the weekend up in Southwestern. But earlier this week, Tigers falling to ASC foe Sul-Ross State. Meanwhile, McMurry looking for their first win of the year. They'll have to battle, and they have been, but Clark battles better there. Puts Trinity up 3 with the layup. McMurry losing all of its games by fewer than 5. They are no strangers to these close games, but can they finally come through? LeBlanc is fouled on the jump shot. They'll head to the line, but the clock reads 7:59. So it is the under 8 media timeout. Both teams will take a break, but we'll stay right here with you on Tiger Network. This home opener, it's been an entire year since we've seen Trinity men's basketball here at CalGuard Gym, and what a season it was. Their first playoff appearance since 2014, even though they did not win the conference tournament, they got the automatic bid since St. Thomas could not qualify for the NCAA tournament, and they utilized that bid to beat Whitworth in the largest margin of victory in the playoffs in Trinity history. The first win since 2012, and then they gave the host Mary Hardin-Baylor a good fight in the round of 32, but they came up just short. There's a lot of optimism, however, coming into this season. Trinity ranked 18th in the preseason poll, the first time since 2004, so now 18 years since Trinity is ranked in the preseason poll. They were picked to win the SCAC. So lots of high expectations for this Trinity basketball team, led by head coach Jimmy Smith in his 3rd season, who has done an excellent job as soon as he came over from Millsaps. Brought Caleb Jenkins along with him. Jenkins winning player of the year in the conference his first season here. And those familiar faces, the likes of Clark and Hanley coming back for a 5th year. Contributors like Tanner Brown, who have been doing well since they were first years. And one first year who we have not seen, as LeBlanc misses his first free throw. Jacob Harvey, second on the team in scoring early on this year with 12.4 points per game. Had a stellar freshman year last year. But he, along with Abdullah Roberts, are out today for the Tigers. So they are missing 2 of their key contributors and still battling well with the Warhawks. LeBlanc gets his second free throw and pulls McMurry 2 within 2. Warhawks putting a lot of attention on Clark defensively, but he gets the ball anyway. Millhouse with a nice crossover floater, short, and collected by Hilliard. LeBlanc crossover himself and off the glass for the layup. LeBlanc up to 14. Tigers go quickly the other way. Great patience by Millhouse, and he gets to himself. 4 Warhawks in double digits, 3 Tigers up to 10 points. LeBlanc, one of those, and looking good here in the second period is C.J. LeBlanc, the junior from Dallas, Texas. LeBlanc trying to poke it from behind. Levine gets it to Clark, and Clark strong on the 3. McMurray will get it headed the other way. 72 all in San Antonio. Charles finds Pena. Pena takes a step and gets the 3 to go. Not the man you want to leave open for 3. Matt Pena up to 18 and puts McMurray ahead by 3. Clark responding will draw the foul. That'll go against Utalisa. But Matt Pena, 4 for 8 from 3 today, 6 for 10 overall. And somehow by shooting 50% from beyond the arc, his 3-point percentage will actually go down. But that's just because he's shooting 64% coming into today. CalGuard Jim goes silent for this free throw, and Clark gets it to go. Grayson Hurd checks in for Jacob Millhouse. Elias Garcia comes in for KC Utalisa. Clark up to 16 points to lead all Tigers, trying to get 17 with this one from the stripe, and he does. Trinity within 1. Caleb Jenkins not currently on the court for the Tigers. He's up to 4 personal fouls. But Garcia, who just checked in for McMurray right there setting the screen, has 4 as well. Hanley gets the miss. And he wants to take it himself. Ben Hanley, lane to lane for the bucket. And Trinity's up. Levine steals it off the inbounds pass. Hurd thought about it from 3, gets it to Hanley. Hanley spins back to Grayson Hurd, down to Brown, and good for the layup. Excellent hustle for the Trinity Tigers, and they are up 3. Chance of defense raining down in CalGuard. LeBlanc pulls up, and LeBlanc guns it. Tied up again at 78. C.J. LeBlanc now up to 19. And it is back and forth between the Warhawks and Tigers. Hanley going right, now left, up, and good. Ben Hanley taking over this one for the Tigers. He is into double digits with 12 points. And Trinity takes the 80-78 lead headed into this timeout. The super seniors showing up for Trinity. Hanley with 12 points, 4 rebounds, and an assist. A.J. Clark with 17 points, 9 rebounds, and 3 assists. And both of them coming back for this 5th year with those high expectations coming off the playoff berth a year ago. They wanted to give it one more shot. For McMurray, trying to come up with the first win of the campaign after going 9-15 a year ago, led by head coach Zach Pickelman. In his 8th season as head coach, Pickelman was a graduate assistant and an assistant coach at Hardin-Simmons up there in Abilene before heading over to the maroon and white of McMurray. And he was a stellar player himself when he was at Hardin-Simmons. In fact, he was the Conference Player of the Year back in 2007. And he's helped turn around the program, who was 3-22 when he first got to Abilene, to a 9-15 finish last year and an 0-3 start this year, but very, very close finishes for the Warhawks, losing to TLU, Schreiner, and Austin College. McMurray breaks its timeout. Trinity does the same. And with 5:13 left, Trinity up by 2. It'll be Levine, Jenkins, Brown, Clark, and her for Trinity. For the Warhawks, it is Garcia, Minor, Charles, Elijah Lomas, and Matt Pena. Charles dealing with Levine, gets it to Minor. Now Charles has it back. It's a two-man game so far until Garcia gets involved. Now Pena in the corner. Shot clock down to 5. It'll be Garcia from 3, and Garcia nearly got it to go. Instead, a rebound by Clark. Kerr goes left, finds Clark in the corner, gets it right back, pulls up, short, but out to Jenkins with the offensive board. Right place, right time, and Levine resets for Trinity. Clark, nice cut, has room, floater, good. Screen by Garcia, gives Charles some room, out to Minor. You can see where they want to get it to. Minor pulls up, doesn't get it, and Clark leaps up for the rebound. He has been huge on the glass, up to 11 rebounds now. A double-double for A.J. Clark with his 19 points. He backs up Pena, loses the ball a little bit. Behind the back to Jenkins, he draws contact and gets the layup to go. Caleb Jenkins, even with the contact, puts Trinity up 6, and this is the biggest lead in a while for the Tigers. 3:20 to go. Charles stops, pops, and hits it. And a timeout for Coach Pickelman. Trinity 84, McMurry 80 with 3:07 to go. We'll take a quick break on Tiger Network. Don't go anywhere. Timeout is completed here for McMurry. They head back onto the court. Trinity breaking as well. And it has been A.J. Clark with a season-high 19 points, a season-high 11 rebounds, equaling his first double-double of the campaign. A fifth-year senior from right here in San Antonio, Johnson High School. Has grown up in the Alamo City, playing basketball his whole life, and hoping his fifth year at Trinity is his best. And trying to put his team on his back against McMurry. Trinity up 4, and Caleb Jenkins with the ball. Shot clock down to 13 as Herr is stuck over there near the sideline, nearly loses it. Garcia has to be careful with those 4 fouls. Clark from 3, it's good. A.J. Clark puts Trinity up 7. And it is all Clark today. Minor trying to keep his team close enough with 2 minutes left. But the Warhawks have gone cold. LeBlanc says not so fast from deep, gets it to go. And the lead is down to 4 for Trinity. Hilliard playing defense right along that half-court line. And he's going to be called for the foul. But McMurry doing all it takes to stop A.J. Clark, and none of it has worked. They've doubled him, they've pressed him, but he still has a team high and a game high 22 points. Gets 23 right there with the free throw to tie Minor on the Warhawks side. Hanley will come back in, replacing Grayson Herr. Clark hits both. Tigers up 89-83 with 2 minutes left. And the Tigers have gotten their free throw percentage up near 69%, about their season average. Minor thought about the 3, instead cuts, spins out to Pena. Garcia immediately to LeBlanc, the hot hand, not hot there. It'll be maroon ball as Hanley called for the loose ball foul. Could hear the official from way up here. And Hanley can't believe it. With that foul, that's the 7th team foul. So McMurry will head to the free throw line. As is so often the case in these basketball games, final couple of minutes really slows down as teams head to the line. Hilliard misses the first. Hanley there for the rebound. And the Tigers in a big advantage now with 1:30 left. When will McMurry start fouling? Not yet. Jenkins to Clark. He slows it down. Want to eat up some clock. He backs out, calls the screen from Levine, gets around it, and tried the no-look pass. Hands on the head for Clark. Turnover for the Tigers. We'll give it back to McMurry. 1:14 left. Trinity 89, McMurry 83. And it'll be LeBlanc who takes it up, lets the ball roll a little bit. Garcia with the screen. Minor to LeBlanc. Right back to Minor. They've been the 2 best players for McMurray. A foul on the jump shot. Trinity fans not happy. That'll be Jenkins' 5th foul, and he will head out. Jenkins finishes the game with 9 points on 4 for 8 shooting, 4 rebounds, and 2 assists. So a nice showing by the senior from New Orleans. But his 5th foul will send Minor to the line for 2. Gets the first one to go since it was a shooting foul, guaranteed 2 nonetheless. Minor does get both. And now the full court press on for McMurray. 1 minute left in San Antonio. Tigers up 4. Hanley doubled, gets it to Levine. No foul yet. Clark. Brown. Had a lane, but want to waste more time. Shot clock down to 10. Levine. Hanley in the corner. He drives, tries to hit Clark. And a kicked ball on McMurray. We'll give it back to Trinity. 5 seconds left on the shot clock. 38 seconds left in the game. And the shot clock will reset to 20. So a break for the Tigers on that kicked ball violation, and a timeout will be called for Coach Pickelman and the Warhawks. Sure to be an exciting weekend on the campus of Trinity University. This is just the first of several exciting matchups that we have on tap for you on Tiger Network. Tomorrow we have Trinity football hosting Mary Hardin Baylor, the defending champions, in town at 12 o'clock at Trinity's football stadium, but you can also tune in here on Tiger Network. Right after that, women's basketball will tip off against Hardin-Simmons at 4 p.m. And then on Sunday, men's basketball back on the court against Hardin-Simmons at 2. And women's basketball will wrap up their weekend at 6 p.m. So lots of great action that we will have all for you here on Tiger Network. Or, of course, if you're coming back to town, if you're a Trinity student headed back to campus, make sure to come out to CalGuard Gym or the football stadium. Two basketball teams that are destined to have very exciting years. Trinity ranked 18th to start the year, and women's basketball ranked number 5 currently. Can the Tigers wrap up this win? They're up 4 with 38 seconds left. Shot clock back up to 20 off the kicked ball. Levine gets the inbounds, takes it around before Hanley gets the foul. So it will come down to the free throws. Can the Tigers hit from the charity stripe? They're 11 for 16 so far today. Percentage of 68.8%. Hanley himself 1 for 2. First one, strong. And the opening remains for McMurry. Still plenty of time for them. They've got 1 timeout left. Hanley misses both. Rebound by Hilliard. And McMurray driving the other way. LeBlanc has it. Mid-air, stolen by Brown, and he's fouled in the open court. LeBlanc went up into the air with no one around him. Wasn't sure what he was doing, and he had to just throw it up, pray that someone was there. But the man who was there, Tanner Brown, comes up with the steal. Brown 5 for 7 from the line. First one's good. Will be a 2-possession game regardless of this free throw. Brown, no good. LeBlanc with the rebound. Minor cuts in the middle and looks like a travel. Wasn't called, instead of blocked by Clark. He flings it up as he draws the foul. Coach Jimmy Smith, looking at the officials, have to believe he was looking for a travel. But it still works out for the Tigers as they'll head to the line with a 5-point lead now. And that'll be the 5th foul for Remy Minor. And so he will have to check out. What a day it was for the senior from Chicago. Will end up with 25 points along with 7 assists and 3 rebounds. Also added 3 steals. First free throw, no good from Clark. Tigers not doing themselves any favors late in the game by missing all these free throws. Clark gets the second one to go. 16 seconds left. Trinity up 6. Charles wasting lots of time here. LeBlanc puts it up from 3. It'll be short, an air ball, and that will do it. The Trinity Tigers open up their season at home with a 91-85 victory over the McMurry Warhawks. A game of runs that ends up in the favor of the maroon and white of Trinity. led by A.J. Clark with 25 points. Tanner Brown added 17. Ben Hanley and Jacob Millhouse have 12 apiece. Another career high for Jacob Millhouse with 12. And a phenomenal effort for the Tigers to improve to 4-2. Meanwhile, McMurry, another close loss, will send them to 0-4 on the year. This loss by 6, so not under 5 like their other 3 losses, but still one that will sting, no doubt, as they had several leads late in the game. Great efforts by Remy Minor, who led with 25, CJ LeBlanc with 22, Matt Pena and TJ Hilliard, the other 2 in double digits with 18 and 10. But at the end of the game, it is a Trinity Tigers victory, and hopefully a sign of things to come for the Trinity Tigers this weekend. It's been a pleasure calling this game for you. I'm Brian Yanselson, and I'm looking forward to seeing all of you tomorrow at noon at Trinity Football Stadium. Don't forget, Mary Hardin Baylor in town to face the undefeated Trinity Tigers. We'll see you then, but for now, have a fantastic Black Friday, and see you tomorrow.
I'm San Antonio Mayor Ron Nirenberg. I am a Trinity University alum, and I want you to know about my passion for these 2 vibrant communities. My alma mater is now a nationally recognized liberal arts university, offering fully integrated arts, humanities, STEM, and professional programs. Grounded in the liberal arts, Trinity graduates students who think critically, act meaningfully, and contribute confidently throughout their careers. As for San Antonio, Trinity is an oasis in the heart of a city that serves as a cultural bridge to the Americas. We are a diverse community that values inclusion and welcomes intellectual curiosity and spirited debate. We're a city that challenges convention and welcomes new ideas. Great things are happening at Trinity University, in San Antonio, and through all our connections to our multicultural world. Join me in being part of this exciting moment.